feel weird being in the middle.
What's up, brethren and sistren, and everything in between? This is Shot of Adrenaline.
I really looked frozen just now. I love it.
The Nola Roads Experience Podcast, live and direct, rocking out with y'all as they act like they have no sense, but I got sense. Some today, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. What's up, y'all?
Not once did you guys worry that I was frozen for real the second time, because this shit looked.
No,
I think they heard you. Yeah, we all heard you, and it was just like,
I can see the slight movement. It's not perfectly.
Okay.
Am I frozen?
No, it wasn't that bad. My guy, stop.
Mannequin challenge is over.
What's up, world? Hey, world. Welcome to the Nola Row Experience Podcast Live. I'm here with the whole team.
Yeah.
What's up, world?
Yeah.
I love it when it's all of us. I like having adrenaline in the building because he makes me feel like, oh God, I gotta say this correctly.
Why? I am not this person they make me out to be on this podcast. This is why I have to
later like
every couple of weeks.
You fucked up the pronunciation of that word.
Yo,
together.
No
every
problem.
time when the live or whatever ends, he'll be like, everything is great, but.
All right, I'm just trying to help y'all out, gosh.
But
he levels us up. He levels us up.
So I'm like, all right, so
no yes men.
So what's going on with you guys? Really quickly, let me say before we jump into the jump in. Every Thursday, we're going to be going live on Instagram for about 20-30 minutes or so. And then we will be bringing the party over here to YouTube and Facebook. But we're not talking about the same thing. So if you are on both platforms, pull up different topics, same good vibe. So
super facts.
Why is Adrenaline here with that big ass mic though?
Sorry, I'm in the studio right now. And we're doing some renovations. So I'm like, oh, let me make sure that people hear me extra crispy. So it looks like a linty or ashy bald head, right?
Right.
I feel like the mic is not working.
Oh, the mic is working. Pause.
No, I can't. Anyway, what's going on in the world? What's on y'all's minds?
The NBA playoffs is in effect. Unfortunately, there's a lot of turmoil happening in Texas right now. There's monkeypox. Some people will call it the apocalypse. I think this is just, just unfortunate times that we have to start pulling together and to get through together. If that makes sense.
That's why you have your mic so close. That's not working.
Yeah, to distract y'all when I mess up my words. Because nobody corrects me. Sorry. Jesus.
So what do you guys think about this whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing?
Full transparency, I don't really know too much about it, but I love Johnny Depp, so I don't want to be biased, but it just looks wild the second somebody defecates on your bed. It's just hard to look past that. It's just so hard. It is so hard to forgive that.
That is true. Oh, she didn't know that part.
No, I know. That's the highlight of the whole thing. Because, I mean, what are you thinking, Melee? Because you're about to say something.
I actually think that this is very, very important. I think we spoke about this briefly on an episode of the podcast. Like, you hear the phrase a lot that, like, believe all women. And I think that this is one of those situations that is like kind of goes against that a little bit. And, I don't want to seem like, I'm completely like, don't believe anything women say, but we have to kind of figure out some middle ground. We can't just go straight to one side. We have to try to find a medium where we can have some due process. You can't just like cancel somebody or just believe one side, and then the other person completely loses their whole livelihood because of something that someone else said, and then it comes out to not be true. This has been, happened time and time again in different scenarios, but kind of the same idea that, like, we just have to believe the first thing that we hear or the worst thing that we hear. People just go with that, and then throw the other person out without even having them getting a chance to defend themselves. So I think this is super important, and we need to take notes. And you can't jump to conclusion. That's why we have a process for these things. That's why we have laws. That's why we have a court system, so that we don't do that. Because I feel bad that Johnny Depp, he lost his whole livelihood. He's not getting any movies, or wasn't able to get any movies for a long time. Lost one of the biggest movies he's ever made, and it's crazy. It's sad.
May I inject?
Yes, I'm done.
So, the movie that we're speaking about, Fantastic Beasts, Part 3.
Oh, really? Is that what we're speaking of?
Johnny Depp, isn't it Pirates of the Caribbean? He's in Fantastic Beasts?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Warner Brothers pretty much were the culprits in that. They snipped him out of it. However, his contract stated that he will be paid in full whether that movie is made or not, whether he's recasted. And when you are that big of a celebrity, and you're that big of a pull in the box office, you get those type of contracts. You know what I mean? And completely unrelated, this reminds me of not the court situation, but more of the contract situation. It reminds me of Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow. And that's the first time I was privy to how Hollywood contracts look when you are an A-list actor or actress. You get these perks that people only dream of. So he got paid for that, one. But to be honest with you, throughout the hearing, like when it first started to now, people are taking sides. Oftentimes it's when people feel triggered, especially if they've had abusive situations before. You have women saying, oh, Johnny, and you have men saying, oh, Amber. But at the end of the day, to me, it looks like they collaborated in this toxicity, right? If you pay attention to all of the allegations, all of the things that were proven, they both contributed, they both abused each other. There were recordings of him saying, like, I don't want to be in this situation where we are hitting or harming each other. So to me, that sounds like he be hating her too, and she accused him of wild shit too. She's accused him of inserting a bottle inside of her, forcing her to have oral sex with him when he's drunk or high on drugs. And once again, for me, it's not, oh, he's wrong or, oh, she's right. For me, it's people are messy. People are going through whatever they're going through in their heads. And sometimes certain energies come together and it creates shit like this. Unfortunately, it ends up turning into a circus. It's in the court system. And Melee, you made an excellent point where you're like, this needs to be, you need to pay attention to this, because it's not just this scandalous Hollywood thing, which initially I was like, I don't want to hear about these white people suing each other, like going back and forth. She got $7 million in the divorce settlement. He sues her for 50 mil. She countersues for 100 mil. I'm like, well, damn, these people got money that they can just throw back and forth like this. But really, when you really delve into it, it's really an important topic, because people are pointing fingers. It's possible that a lot of lying is happening, but most importantly, it's definitely, in my opinion, a two-way toxic situation that they're both accountable for.
Mm, agreed. Definitely agreed. We can go back and forth on this all day, so I'm trying to limit what I say, but
That's
yeah, I
that's
definitely
basically
agree with that. Yeah, I mean, part of me feels a little bit like I feel like this, like if because to me she seems like the aggressor, and I can't see the aggressor being submissive. You know, it's either you're aggressor or you're not. I mean, like I can't see you being the aggressor and also submissive. So like the allegations about her being forced to do stuff, I can't see that because she seems like the aggressor. Like if she's the type of personality that it kind of seems like she is, like the person who's always on the attack, on the go, making sure that he can't leave the arguments. She's yelling at him, doing all these things. Then you're not going to turn around and be forced to suck dick the next day. Like, you know what I mean? Those two people aren't usually in the same body. I mean, so I don't know. Like I said, we could go back and forth on this forever, but I think it's definitely important for us to pay attention and at the end of the day, just due process.
I think, truth be told, I think we got to this point because we were so grossly unfair to women when they were really getting their asses kicked and faces blown off and all that other wild shit.
Basically.
And those dudes weren't paying the price for that. So um, I think we always got to remember, like, this started, or like cancel culture initially started to hold people accountable. And I think what's happening is people are realizing that everybody is accountable to a certain degree. But I don't know too much enough about the situation in depth to know if Johnny Depp like did a bunch of wild shit to her and vice versa. But what I do know is that people often like develop character traits based off of defense as a defense mechanism. So her being aggressive might just be her in her mind being like, nah, this motherfucker's not doing this to me today. So now I'm gonna beat him to every single punch, and before you know it, you're beating him the fuck up. You
Literally.
know, so it could be like that for both people. Excuse me, for both sides, and I think we just have to watch as we hope people are honest in their intentions and not just trying to hurt each other now. But you also got to ask yourself, what drives a woman to shit on your bed? Like what drives a dude
Oh
to
my god.
literally beg
Wow.
somebody to get out of my house? Like, yo, I, you're right. I don't even have the energy to even talk to you anymore. But respectfully, please can you leave? And you're not. What the fuck does he do? But then what drives her to say, yo, fuck this guy? Ugh! And you know, that's poisonous shit from everybody. No pun intended.
Is this
Yeah.
and just to add to um I don't know, just to add to something you said about, maybe personality trait was developed. She was actually arrested for physically assaulting her ex at an airport in Washington. So, you know, again, I can't say what their personalities seem like because I don't have enough data to really come to a conclusion. I know Amber from watching her in movies and thinking, my goodness, she's gorgeous. That's it. There's nothing about her that makes me feel like, yeah, she seems like the type that will stab you or try to kill herself to beg you to not leave her. And if that's the case, if we're gonna go with that logic, we can say that, hey, Johnny looks fucking crazy, which we can't do because at the end of the day, that's just making an assumption based on how you're perceiving this person to look. But if I have to insert my opinion based on the things that were alleged, like the things that they were accusing each other of, that's the only thing we have, honestly. Just wild ass accusations going back and forth. A lot of people are saying Amber seems like the one who was like the monster in the situation. There's one woman I know who spends so much time on Instagram constantly posting about how horrible Amber is. And I'm like, but she's also accusing him of a long list of really horrific things. So if we're going based on accusations, then how exactly are we pinning this on one person? She's also calling him a monster. She literally refers to him over and over as a monster, accusing him of getting high and getting drunk and turning into somebody else and doing different things. And
That could be
his
some real shit. That could be some real shit, and we can't take that away from her at all, because nobody knows what it's like to deal with that man in that mood at 2 a.m. Who knows? Like, that could have been some real wild shit for her. But
Yeah, could have been some Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
yeah, it could really be. So, but I think at the same time, people know who they're with. But people don't always allow people the space to grow and learn how to either love them for who they are now or love who they're turning into. This you just want to keep, that memory of them, of in your finest times, I guess. But fuck all that, because clearly she's not happy, clearly he's not happy,
Yeah.
and they weren't able to amicably say, yeah, we don't
Somebody-
fuck with each other. That's how you know love is not always uh love isn't an undefeated emotion, because you can get that shit misconstrued sometimes. Love is synonymous with a lot of other pardon me, emotions and feelings, but if you don't pay attention, love is gonna get you killed, or love is gonna get you shit on. So nobody wants to have to wait that long to learn that lesson. That damn, I should have left a
Yeah.
month ago or a year ago. So
But when they first announced their divorce, they put out a joint statement saying that, this was a very passionate relationship. And, like, long story short, based on what they said, it just seemed like they were describing, they said it can become volatile and sometimes it can become physical, right? It seemed like they're describing those people who, like, they're into that shit. And I'm just basing this off of one statement. I'm not saying anything outside of this. It seemed to me like, those relationships where people grab you by the neck, slam me against the wall. I like it right now.
Yeah.
But depending on the context, I might not like it. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like that's their type of energy. And that shit can escalate real quick, or it can go cross a line and become something totally different real quick. And the moment the word passion and volatile got in there, I was like, yeah.
I think they just forgot the safe word a few times, and nobody didn't apologize to each other. And now I'm like, I don't like this.
All right.
Well, I wish everybody involved, because there are children involved. There are other people who are affected by this. It's never just us, right? It's our network of people. I just wish them, a lot of peace, a lot of love, a lot of light, because the way the world is right now, the energy is shifting in a way where it's throwing a lot of things off balance, and people are feeling it. People are going through a lot. So my prayer and my wish is, anybody who is hearing this or watching this right now, peace, love, light. Seriously, like, we all need it right now. And I have a lot of it going on right now, so I'm giving you some. That's all I have to say.
Likewise.
And make sure you come out to our second anniversary glow up event July 9th. I shouldn't be using this finger. It's just Politicians do like this, so it doesn't look like they're like this.
Not have sexual relations with that woman.
Well, what I did was have some libations at the TNREP on July 9th. So I think everybody else should come by because we have some amazing sponsors. We got some Swizzag bags. We also have a segment that we all know and love called the SOA
We
Q&A.
can't tell them what's gonna happen.
All right, well, see, this
Yeah.
is why I shut up. I'm about to mute my mic. I'm gone.
No, you're not gonna know all the details until you're there. We're gonna give you some things, but you have to pull up because it's an exclusive event. It's an exclusive vibe. If you're there, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
No tickets at the door.
For no tickets at the door, argue with your moms, bro.
It's a fact.
All right, I'm gonna use that one day. And make sure y'all tap into episode 13, hypergamy, streaming everywhere right now. Go on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you like to cast pods, and interact, engage with the podcast. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, shut the fuck up.
That rhymed.
I know. I know. Anyway, shout out to everybody who's been engaging along the way, supporting us.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Y'all are the greatest out there, and we can't wait to this. Oh my God, I cannot wait till season 3, y'all. I'm sorry, but yeah, we got more in season 3.
Season 3. Can we get past the anniversary event
I
first?
know. But there's so much amazing things. It's all good, but one thing that I just want to say before we get up out of here is make sure you follow us on all the social platforms that we advertise in the pod. So it's at the NOLA Row Experience Podcast, and then you can branch off from there and follow all of us, Mr. Melee, NOLA Row, and Shot of Adrenaline. We are all here to engage with y'all. So she does the whole spiel on the pod. I'm not about to do it here on the live, but definitely tap in with us because the more connected you are, the easier it is for us to really involve you in some of the amazing events and initiatives we have coming up.
Right.
So, love y'all.
Peace. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.
Good night.